Hello there, and welcome back to my playthrough of Skull of the First Sin. Last time I had done a bit of house cleaning. I took out the Throne Duo, so that way when I summon... Oh, this is a new addition. So that way when I summon Benhart for Nashandra, I don't have to go through them as well. Oh wow, they added a bunch of enemies to this area. I also did the Undead Purgatory and a bit of Arena PvP, which was quite a bit of fun. So previously this path here all the way up to the King's Gate. It had no enemies, so they added a bunch of the... I think they're called ghouls or goblins or something. The little dog-like enemies that you can find in things betwixt. So they added a couple of those there. I suppose technically they're also an enemy in Aldia's Keep proper. Nope, I forgot to re-equip my Estus, so let's back off a bit and get that on there. There we go. Should probably put life gems on too, but I have enough Estus that I shouldn't need to use those. I should also probably switch to a thrusting weapon. Ogres were a pretty common enemy in Aldia's Keep in the original, and since they've added more here, they might have added more to Aldia's Keep as well, so... Nope. Having a thrusting weapon will definitely make them easier. So I could one-hand the Uchigatana, but I think I'll go with... I guess the rapier, although I don't have it fully upgraded, it should still end up being better, I think. I really do need to get that fully upgraded. Well, we'll see against the next ogre that I fight. And up here in the swamp, assuming they haven't moved, it should... these guys are attacking me now. And yeah, I suppose technically these enemies are the kind of like the ones that you fight in Aldia's Keep as well. They try and not curse you, but petrify you, so you have to watch out for that. Or no, is it cursing? Yeah, cursing is what reduces your max HP limit. Petrification is what insta kills you. Because I thought they changed that a bit from Dark Souls, but whatever. Doesn't matter. They've also added a Cyan Knight here, which that's a common addition that they've made across a bunch of areas I've seen. Ooh, got their armor. That's a lucky drop. It's a pretty good looking armor set. And now I can switch this out for the Ring of Blades, which will help me kill enemies a bit faster. There's... looks like there's something over there. I think there might just be, like, flowers or something. But I'm keeping an eye out for any added enemies that they may have included. Previously, this spot just had a bunch of the little ghoul enemies, which can be quite dangerous if you get mobbed, because they attack very quickly and they do a lot of petrification damage, so if you don't handle them right, you can easily find yourself being turned to stone. I've had that happen to me a few times in the past. They're also a not bad enemy to farm. They have a rather interesting loot table. If I remember correctly, I think they have a couple spells, mainly hexes, and they can also drop a few weapons like the Black Knight Great Axe, which is pretty cool. And he has a mimic as always. Oh, yeah. That's my fault for not getting out of the way. Even if you're not directly in front of a mimic, if you're close enough to actually get touched by it, when it does its initial come out of resting animation, then you'll end up getting grabbed by it in one shot like that. So yeah, when you wake up the mimics, if you noticed when I attacked mimics previously, I would always get a bit away to the side after getting a few hits off because of that, but I had forgotten to do that there, so that's my bad. I suppose technically that is also an issue on the developer's side, the fact that that can happen, but it's not too big of a deal. Okay, so back here, I'm cutting slightly earlier than I meant to, just because I got a drop from one of these things. Yeah, they drop Affinity, that's a hex that they can drop. As I said, the loot tables are a bit odd, and there's a little skull here. That's kind of silly. It's also floating above the ground. GG game developers. Can I attack it? Doesn't look like it. Oh yeah, also I used the rapier against the ogre, and yeah, despite it being +6 as opposed to the Mastodon Greatsword's +10, it was way more effective at killing it. And that kind of shows just how, for one, how strong rapiers are, but also how damage type is occasionally very important. And I believe those are the same items that Mimic has always dropped, the Dark Mask and the Sunset Staff. And I actually don't remember if I fought Lucatiel with enough bosses. I think I did, but I might have also forgotten, so let's see what she has to say.
Who are you? Oh, how goes your... I know not, but I pray. Please take...
Okay, yep, I did successfully complete it. Nice, and I got the trophy.
My name is... I beg of you.
Yep, and then she ends up
My name is...
disappearing, like, next time. I think she'll disappear right now if I rest at the bonfire. This will also bring back the ghouls, but that's not a big deal, because they generally don't aggro to you if you go straight up to the mansion. And, yep, she's gone. So, presumably she ends up going hollow regardless. Because, like, that's pretty much what happens. If you're not the main character who beats the game, you end up going hollow. That's just kind of what happens. So let's see if they added anything out here. I wonder if Latiel still invades. Actually, I realized that considering how Lucatiel's name is pronounced, Lucatiel, his name is probably pronounced as Latiel. But I always want to pronounce the last part of his name as TL for some reason. So let's see if he still invades or if maybe they replaced him with something. I could see them adding forlorn enemies to this area as invaders, just because, if I'm not mistaken, they are creations of Aldia. Well, at least that's what was suggested in like the trailers for this version. I haven't actually been invaded by many forlorn, which is kind of a shame because I do want to get their weapons and try them out in PvP. Because since the weapons that scale with hollowing, like the Dark Pyromancy Flame, and there's one exploit you can do with that so that you can actually use them in PvP. Remember that to invade, you need to be human, which means you're not going to get the good scaling with them if you try to just do regular invasions. But you can, sort of exploit you can do is with the arenas, you can rest at them while fully hollowed. You'll remain fully hollowed, but when you actually go into the arenas, you'll be at full health, so you'll basically be hollowed, but without any of the negative effects, so you can get the good scaling from the Dark Pyromancy Flame and the Forlorn weapons. And good god, this is very bright. Okay, it dimmed a bit once I entered, but yeah, that is like a shining beacon. A bit much, I think. And, it doesn't seem to be coming to life. Previously it would do that, and if you were standing, like, anywhere in this pod, then, you'd get one shot. So I wonder what triggers that now. But, yeah, as I was saying, but didn't quite finish, I want to use the Forlorn weapons in PvP just to try them out, and, interesting. Can I complete this thought? Just to try them out, and also because they have, bleed damage, and are apparently pretty good bleed weapons if you infuse them with bleed, so I might try that as a gimmick. And yep. What's his name? Navlan, who prior to Aldia being added as an actual character in the patch for the original version and in this version of the game, he was a common person that people suspected might be Aldia, that he'd gone insane through his experimentation. I believe you get a trophy if you complete his quest line, so I'm not going... Oh wait, no. I forget how you do it. You have to free him to do the quest line, don't you? Or... No, that's right. You have to keep him in, but you have to be hollowed. And when you're hollowed and he's in the jail, his evil side will speak to you. And then you can do the quest line, so I'll do that later, since I doubt they've altered that much. And so it says, don't you dare by this torch, so I just have to light that to see what they've done. Oh, Ah, it spawned. Ooh, it spawned a forlorn. That's cool. And yeah, this scythe of theirs is just a carbon copy of the scythe of want. To the point that it has the exact same moveset, yeah, that really good two-handed R2. And it also looks very similar as well, which is kind of disappointing. Like, if they're gonna add two new weapons, you think they would make them distinct, but nope. And yeah, these guys have a lot of HP. Let's see if the rapier fares any better. Ooh, they also have quite a bit of poise because he was able to poise right through that R2. I guess because I guess that attack animation has a bit of hyper armor as well. Yeah. Okay, there we go. Not too big of a deal. I wonder if that one actually counts as a forlorn for unlocking things at Strade's shop. Actually, no. If I remember right, I think I actually looked this up and because I did remember reading something about forlorn other than the ones that invade you and they don't actually count as far as getting the items. So that's probably what that was referring to, which is kind of unfortunate and kind of dumb because that means that in order, oh, I thought there was an enemy. That means in order to get the items, if you don't get lucky with invasions, you have to try and farm them, just go through areas and try to get them to spawn, which is something I'm gonna have to do and something I'm not looking forward to. I never realized it had a bit of bone sticking through this window here. I kind of like the fact that it doesn't do that thing immediately, and instead acts as more of a set piece. Okay, here. I don't think that's a mimic. Gonna attack it just in case. Here we have another chest that in the original version I'm pretty sure was centered, but here it's off to the left. Is that like an error they made somehow, or? And also I'm glowing. I guess that's from the lighting. Like what the hell is that? Okay, weird stuff. And yeah, great magic barrier, useless for me, fantastic for faith builds. You can pretty much nerf other people's elemental damage right into the ground. Oh, there's an item on that mirror now. That is an addition. But first, let's take care of this mirror squire. And yeah, if you get them when they're early like this, when they're still sort of getting into the animation, you can just attack them, and they literally can't do anything. The only downside is you can't get a backstab on them, but you can kill them pretty easily, which is kind of dumb that they didn't patch that. I kind of like that they have, I guess, a guy who tried to be summoned but failed, I guess. Maybe his connection to the servers got interrupted. So he's halfway through the mirror and he died that way. And okay, yep, there's one here and then there should be one more through that far mirror on the right there. Yep, just this is basically what you do to absolutely cheese these guys. And like, yeah. I think I'll fight the last one legit, try to get a parry. Ooh, this is probably an NPC, and indeed it is, and it's Lewitt again. I do like him, but I'm not gonna summon him. I'm only gonna summon the new NPCs once, as I think I said before. And yep, the Northern Ritual Band, which increases the number of spell casts you have at the cost of HP, I think. So yeah, let's go for a parry. Yep. There we... what? Okay, that was odd. Okay, now I can't get a parry, although thankfully he's not doing much in the way of damage, so that doesn't matter too much. Oh, he did the slow attack, damn it. It's also interesting, these guys have a unique move set with that Science Halberd. The moves are actually... It's interesting, it's not a unique move set per se, but this is also something that's the case with Lucatiel, is the fact that they use the moveset of the weapon, but it's much slower. Which I think is why I was having a bit trouble parrying. So, yeah, that's also true with Lucatiel and her Mirror Greatsword. She uses the same moveset, but it's a lot slower, but Azlatiel actually uses the full moveset, which is an interesting little thing they've done. And, I don't believe this chest was here before, so let's see what's in it. Oh, a bright bug. If I'm not mistaken, I believe those items are fairly limited. I think you can get more by using ascetics, but yeah, for the most part, if you're not like abusing the system like that, you can only get so many per playthrough because they're basically the opposite of the Covenant of Champions. I believe what they do is give you a slight damage buff and give all enemies a slight damage debuff, or make them take a bit more damage or something like that. Basically just making the game a bit easier if you're having trouble, which is pretty cool, I think. So let's see, I can either go up the stairs or I can go up here and unfreeze this ogre, which is what I'll do. I also just remembered, I think I left... Oh, I don't have a friggin' branch, so I can't do that, never mind. I think I also left a couple of petrified enemies in the Forbidden Ruins area, or Misty Ruins area, whatever the hell it's called. So I'll probably need to go and unfreeze them at some point and see what's behind them. If I remember. So yeah, I can't actually get the item that the ogre drops. In the original version, at least, it was not a dragon sage hood, but like a dragon acolyte hood, I believe was what it was called. And here we get another giant-ass basilisk telling you that the giant basilisks are creations of Aldia, like some sort of off-breed he created from the normal ones. And yeah, Firestorm didn't do as much damage as I'd hoped it would. I really didn't like it when they nerfed it. The fact that they make it so that basically, if I remember the way it works, the nerf works such that the first flame pillar that hits an enemy does full damage, but any of the flame pillars that hit after that point do greatly reduced damage. And on the one hand, I can kind of get why they did that, because otherwise you could take off like a quarter to like half of a boss's health, of a lot of boss's health with one cast. But on the other hand, it wasn't guaranteed. Like, depending on how Firestorm hits, it could end up doing much worse, so I don't really think it needed to be nerfed, but eh. So it looked like there was a petrified hollow there, so I'll unfreeze him. And is this another one of these? Yep, another Don't You Dare. I should probably go back and see if I missed any of these. There might be more that they added that I just overlooked, but first let's check out this chest. I don't believe this is a mimic, but so I've got caught by enough of them on this playthrough that I'm going to double check just in case each time. And yep, I believe that was always there. So let's light this one. And get another full on. Yep, there we go. Another scythe one. Let's see if I can get a parry on him. A bit too early on that. What if I get a backstab instead? Let's see how Firestorm looks on these guys. Not much damage, but it does at least knock them back. There we go, there's the parry I was looking for. And then, Wake Up Great Combustion. Oh. He actually managed to dodge it. He's better than most other players. Yeah, I'm not gonna hit with that. Ooh, that's an attack you have to watch out for. That, R2 is dangerous, because if I remember right, I believe that the two-handed R2 is a true combo, so if they hit with the first one, they get the second one guaranteed, assuming the positioning isn't off. And it does enough damage that it can end up, like, one-shotting you if you're not at full HP. So yeah, there's another petrified hollow here, which is very interesting. Like, when they place one just sort of in the middle here, that means that it has an item. If it's not blocking your progress, that's why you would unfreeze it, so... This is another thing I want to unfreeze at some point, once I get some more branches. Did I ever go back and talk to Tak? I did not, actually. I just remembered that because he gives you a branch after you kill Najka. I think I got that, but I didn't go back to talk to him after I killed Freya, which would get me the second dragon ring, which I do want. Just because the third dragon ring has low enough durability that if you're PvPing for a while without restoring your durability, then it can end up breaking, like in the middle of combat, and it's nice to have the second dragon ring around to swap to that. Especially if you're just barely at a fast roll with your equip load. So let's light up this place since it makes it easier to fight in and it looks much cooler. Oh my god, it's a mimic in a cage. Is he gonna be able to break out, or am I gonna have to lead an ogre over here to unleash him? Because I absolutely want to set that mimic free. He probably has an item worth getting. I'm kind of tempted to try and kill him with range, but I'm not sure if the item that he does drop would drop in the cage or if it would drop to the floor here. I think it would drop to the cage, but I'm not 100% sure, and I don't want to risk it. Let's see if they added anything behind these paintings. Okay, if I'm not mistaken, I don't think this painting originally had one of these dragon acolytes behind it. Only certain paintings did, and I don't quite remember if this was one or not. And yeah, there's the ogre here who will break free, question mark? Oh, I think I have to aggro him first. Yeah, he's not doing anything with just me walking past, so let's, I'm gonna have to equip the bow. I guess I'll have that in my third offhand slot. I generally don't like having three things in a single hand. I just prefer to be able to switch back and forth between two things. Switching between three gets a bit confusing in the midst of battle, I find. And yep, so let's see if he can break the Mimic's cage. I think it's a bit too high up for him to do that, but I want to make sure. And there is an ogre over there, so I'll be able to use that one to break down the one door that's in a side hallway here. Which there's an item behind, so I don't need to lead this one over to there. I can safely kill him. Yeah, look at that damage. It's 4 upgrades level lower, but it does like 2 or 3 times the damage. That is the power of the rapier. You know, I don't think I ever got these paintings on the walls in the previous version, so let's try shooting them down. Okay, you can shoot them down. I don't think I ever bothered in the original version, but there's nothing behind that one at least. I guess I'll keep my eye out for ones that are high up. Who knows, there may be an enemy behind them. Okay, let's test it with this. Shooting this guy and see if he breaks free. Doesn't seem... It seems like the ogres are the only ones capable of that. Which is kind of a shame. Okay, yeah, it doesn't seem that he can break free. I don't know how I would get him down then. Maybe there's a switch somewhere that will lower them, and then they can break free? And no additions to this room, it seems. I believe this item was always here, or maybe it wasn't. Actually, I think this might be an addition. They added a feral slockstone, so if you don't have one on you, when you get in here, you can get it here and then go back and light the whole place up. I think that is an addition that they made. Yeah, I always like breaking all these shelves and stuff and scattering all the green vials. Whatever the hell they are, I guess they're like radioactive ooze or something. Audi was looking to create Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles before he turned into a giant tree monster. Okay, so I've got this from here, which presumably still has the key to one of the rooms in the big hallway, so I want to kill these guys, strip off my armor and rings, and get the items there. Just like always, and then I'll light that sconce over there, which is probably for summoning another Forlorn. Yeah, for these guys, you just basically want to shoot them to death. If you don't have a decent damage bow, you can just peg them once and wait till they come over here and melee them, but yeah, as you can see, archery is pretty effective. Let's see if I can't poison them. See how many arrows that takes. 1, 2, 3... Okay, 4 is not bad. Probably would have been just better to use the fire arrows from the start, but eh. And okay, so I always have a tough time remembering what armor I had on. So Vogue leggings, Forlorn gauntlets, mannequin top, Hood of the Forlorn, and then Rob Flynn, Life, and Royal Soldier. Alright, that might have been there before. It's not a particularly good item anyway. Divine Blessings, decent, and... Huh. So, there's still the Soul Guys and the Petrified Dragon Bone, so it's still worth going through here, but it seems that they removed the key that was here. They must have placed it somewhere else. Wonder where they put it. And yeah, look at all these bloodstains. Uh, okay, so let's get the gear back on. In this lighting, the Vogue leggings don't go quite as well with the mannequin top as I thought. I'm actually gonna take a few seconds here and see if there aren't better fitting leggings. Heavy boots are decent. Nah, those are bad. I'm looking for basically pants that fit the sort of darker color scheme. It's panty shot. Okay, I guess I'll go with the Vogue leggings then, although, what was the other ones I was looking at? Yeah, heavy boots do go decently well. I think I'll stick with the Vogue leggings though. And let's let another one of these. I should probably buy some more flame butterflies. I'm gonna run out at this rate. Oh, I suppose I also could have just gone and lit it on the bonfire, but too late now. And here we have a great sword one, so it's a bit of variety to these guys at least. Oh, that second R1 missed because he was just in the right position for it too. Yeah. Oh, oh god. I'm getting wrecked by him. Uh-oh. Okay. I was worried he might have interrupted my heal and killed me there. Let's switch to the rapier, I think. Yeah, there's definitely... They got, like, hyper poise in those attack frames. Because I can stun them when they're not attacking. So they're probably getting increased poise from the animations. Well, maybe not. I don't quite remember how poise works. It works in a way that is even more complicated than the first Dark Souls, which is saying something. And there we go. It is a shame that they don't drop anything. It would be cool if they could also have a chance to drop their armor pieces and weapons. And like Strayed was just for like if you didn't get them from random luck. Or something, I don't know. Although technically, the way it currently works, Strayed is also random luck since you're not even guaranteed to get a full Lorn Invader. Which is unfortunate. I feel like the way it should work is that they should be random, like the fact that you never know if they're gonna happen or not is a good thing, but I feel that it should work such that you are guaranteed a certain number of forlorn on a single playthrough, so you can definitely get all the ammo and weapons. And I'm gonna take out this guy I've got, so he's permanently free of the cage now, it seems. Well, at least until I reload the area and the like geometry is all back, like the furniture and stuff. I'm tempted. I think, you know what, Squid, I'm gonna snipe the Mimic to death, and if I lose the item, then I lose the item. I can just look up online what it was. And got an LD hammer. I'm gonna check that out just to see if they buffed it. It was always one of the worst hammers just because it had short range and not particularly great attack, and that seems to continue to be true. The quality scaling in this game is not good unless you have like BB at the least, and preferably AA, like the Sun Sword. Because like in Dark Souls, CC scaling was good. This is also true of Bloodborne because the scaling bonus is based on both the weapon's base damage and the scaling value. But here, it's just based on the scaling value, so a CC is just kind of mediocre regardless. Whereas in Dark Souls, it could be really good if the weapon had high base damage like the Zweihander. Probably should have talked about that while shooting the Mimic, but oh well. Oh, wait, can I not actually hit him? I assumed I'd be able to peg him, but that doesn't seem to be the case. I guess he's just for show then. Yeah, like, they should be able to go through the holes, but I just straight up can't hit him, so I guess this Mimic is... Assuming I can't lower the cages at some point, this Mimic is just for show, I guess to suggest that the Mimics are creations of Aldir as well. Okay, so yeah, I can't open that door because it's actually, who knows, maybe they made it so that you can open it without the key. Okay, nope, you still need the key, so I'm guessing you get the key later on in the area. And this acts as a kind of a shortcut because going through that room is a bit easier than going through this main hallway here. Right, can I not hit him? Or maybe I have to actually shoot his snout, the part that's outside of the cage. That's probably the case. Yep. And I like that they put one right here. It makes it easy to get this little secret. You gotta... The only way to get through this door is to have an ogre bash it down. And previously you had to lead one from like the end of the hallway, but here you got one right here to do the dirty deed, which is very convenient. It also is makes it easy to figure out that that is the solution, since he's right next to the chain door. Uh-oh. Okay, that was close. He just barely survived. The magic pixel nearly screwed me over there. Alright, and we got another one of these forlorn summoning sconces, so I'll light that after getting this item. And I believe this was a malformed shell? Yeah. Let's see if they altered that any. Basically, the malformed shell was just a shittier malformed skull. Yep, it doesn't have as good base damage, and it has a bit of scaling to make up for that, but it really doesn't. Like, the malformed skull is better in every way, aside from having much worse durability, of course. So let's light this. Oh, there he is. Let's actually switch to this. It seems to be better at breaking the pores. Ooh, did he just backstep through my attack? That is nice. Yeah, that, as I think we've seen with the few encounters I've had with these guys, their AI is pretty good at avoiding attacks. That said, these guys do awfully low damage. Like, I feel like maybe all the... It seems like the Forlorn, like, were all balanced the same, so they do a lot of damage early on if you get invaded by one, but by this point they're just kind of jokes, because they need to get like a good 6 or 7 hits to kill me, and I don't even have all that high HP, all things considered. I mean, 1500 is about the max you can get in Bloodborne, but in this game, you can easily get over 2000. I think, like, if you really stack it, you can end up getting close to 3000 even, so... Considering that, they don't do all that much damage. And we get another Mimic here. And it doesn't look like this one will break out either, unfortunately. So, before I aggro that ogre, let's check out this room. Alright, it doesn't seem that this one was changed, and they still got the Dragon Acolyte here. And you can drop down into the room from this way, which I would not recommend. Although this spot is a great spot for trolling other players. Tricking them into getting knocked into the... I know there's a couple great trolling videos, I think by Crazy999, or whatever the hell he's going by. Where, like, he and some of his buddies, like, summoned a person. He summoned, like, a red phantom who was using the white ring, a buddy of his, and then summoned, like, hapless white phantoms and got them to, like, go here, and then he had the disguised red phantom knock them in here, and while another one blocked that door, so they just got their gear destroyed in the and wrecked by the enemies, which was a very good video. And yep, here we got this ogre. He just blew out and he's kind of a piece of cake. Oh yeah, that's another thing. Locational damage is a thing in this game, although it doesn't come up too much. Really just with the bigger enemies. If you hit the ogres on the head, at least I think it's the head, you do much less damage, which is a bit odd. You think you would do more damage because that's where their eye is, but yeah, you gotta hit them on their soft belly or the sides to make the most out of the damage. Okay, so I still haven't gotten the key for that. If it's not a head here, maybe it's in the dragon area of the shrine? I could maybe see that, and you come back there to explore that side path, and maybe they added some interesting items there. And yeah, you just kind of want to walk past here, and that will aggro the ogre like so. I really do like that double trick. You got the obvious one that you can see, and then you have this hidden one. You try and go up and open the door, and then the ogre is timed just right to like smash you into the floor if you're not aware of the trap, which is pretty good. Okay, and that seems to be it for this area. Not too many big changes, but the changes they made were decent enough. I did like the addition of the forlorn enemies. And now to fight one of the more disappointing bosses in the game. He's so disappointing as a boss that he becomes a regular enemy immediately after this area, which is kind of hilarious. Like, this guy is only even remotely difficult or really annoying, is the word. If he does what he's doing now and refuses to stay on the ground. Because then you can't hit him, and he can also do annoying attacks like that. And I've never managed to come up with a consistent way to make him stay on the ground. Sometimes I'll manage to have him do that for the entire fight, and I'll take him down easily, and other times he'll never stay on the ground, no matter like how hard I try to keep him there. Yeah, as you can see, I'm not having much luck. That's why you always want a bow, so you can at least do some damage when he's up in there like that. Come on, use your flame breath, and then you should stay on the ground for at least a bit. Yeah, there we go. That's a good thing to bait, and then you can get attacks on his head. Remember the locational damage thing I mentioned? That's also in play here, and... oh, maybe it's not. I could have sworn that they took more damage if you hit them on the head, but I seem to be doing the same damage to his body, so maybe I'm mistaken. Or maybe I didn't hit his head quite right, that's also possible. Yeah, this guy's not too exciting. Oh, damn it. The fire didn't disappear quickly enough. Uh-oh. I could be in trouble here. Let's get a heal on quickly. I didn't properly avoid the flame breath attack. If you don't manage to get to the side of his head quickly, it's difficult to avoid. Come on, just drop down. I can get a few more hits, and then you'll be dead. One thing I do like is that you can attack all of him, even his big expansive wings, so you can get hits easily like that. And there we go. And let's see if I can't... oh, I screwed it up. Yeah, I was trying to swap to the silver ring so I could get a boost to my souls gain, but I didn't manage to do it quick enough. I haven't done that in a while, so my muscle memory for that is kind of poor. Can't do that in Bloodborne, unfortunately, since you can only equip runes, the ring equivalent there. Hold on. Is this one of those invisible hollow dudes? It is indeed. This is I think only the second one I managed to find on this playthrough. I'm not too observant of them like that, but in that case it was pretty obvious. But as I was saying, you can't do that soul increase trick in Bloodborne since you can only equip runes when you're at the home base, the Hunter's Dream. Which is, a neutral thing. You get plenty of blood echoes in that game. So I never really found that to be necessary, but it is nice in this game, especially since the soul level meta is pretty high at 150. It's nice to be able to get to 150 like by the end of new game rather than having to grind a boss or other people in PvP to get up to level. But as I think I said before, I think I might actually go below 150 depending on how I feel about it. We'll see. Where the hell's the exit? I always have trouble finding these things. I always seem to go the exact wrong way, and okay, there it is. I think it kind of blended into the wall a bit. And yep, it immediately lights up. That is the issue with the lighting engine there. Fun fact, one time I got up here on the PC version, the area failed to load properly, so... I don't know, just that dragon there. Is it just me, or do the dragons seem to be more obvious than they were in the previous version? Probably just me, since I'm playing this on a big screen rather than a tiny 720p window on my monitor.
Do not resist.
But yeah, as I said, one time I went up to this area, I got up to the lift, got up here, and the area failed to load, like, the textures and shit properly, so basically I could see through most of the area, and the ground that was here was just like a basic brown color, and it looked really silly. I just realized I never actually uploaded that video. I think I'll do that after this episode. I think I kept that clip around somewhere. If I did, I will upload it because it looked pretty funny. Wait, what? Previously, this ladder was a shortcut to the end of the area, but here it's already down, which is... Like, previously you had to kick it down. Is that... Yeah, look, I can... The fuck? I can just go to the end of the area right away. Like, I don't understand that. Why would they do that? That's... Is my game glitched or something? Or is that a purposeful change that they made? Because it's a very odd one that you can skip this entire area. Huh. Yeah, that is odd. I think I'll look that up and see if that was a glitch or not. Because I really can't fathom why they would make that change. But anyway, yeah, that's definitely enough. This episode is getting quite long, so let's get a nice view to leave the video off with. There we go, that looks nice. So yeah, see you next time.